Chosen one, listen with your spirit. This is not a message you can afford to overlook. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is a divine summons. Heaven has orchestrated your arrival to this very word at this very moment. And tonight, yes, tonight marks the turning point of your destiny. You are standing at the edge of something life-altering, and what you do now will determine whether the breakthrough you've prayed for is released or delayed. God has led you here, because the time has come. No more waiting, no more questioning, no more asking when it will be your turn. This is your turn. You've cried, you've waited, you've battled silently. Now God is asking for a sacred act, an act that will shift the very atmosphere around you. This is not symbolic. This is not optional. This is divine instruction. Heaven is saying clearly and without compromise, put this under your pillow tonight. No excuses. Obey without hesitation. Do not rationalize. Do not delay. The time for discussion is over. The time for action is now. This one act of obedience will become the key that unlocks everything. The financial breakthrough you've longed for, the love you've searched for, the healing and restoration you've cried out for, they are already on their way. But your participation is required. God is ready. The question is, are you? Right now, in this exact moment, the veil is thin and the heavens are open. God is sending an urgent, time-sensitive message that carries divine consequence. This is not just another moment in your life. It is a rare, sacred window of divine opportunity, and it's closing soon. What you do tonight will determine what unfolds in the days ahead. Your deepest struggles, financial burdens, emotional wounds, silent heartbreaks are not ignored. God has seen every tear, felt every ache, and heard every whispered prayer. Now He is offering you the key. But you must act. You must reach out and take it. Have you felt like something is holding you back, like life is withholding the very things you were born to receive? Have you been spinning your wheels, hoping, praying, trying, but seeing no change? That's not failure. That's the build-up before the release, and that release begins tonight. God is giving you a divine instruction, not a suggestion, and in that obedience lies the power to unlock what has long been locked away. The future you've dreamed of is not just near, it's pressing against the door. But God won't force it open. He's waiting for you to turn the key. And here's how you do it. Take a blank sheet of paper. Take a pen and write down every desire, every longing, every unfulfilled dream, clearly, intentionally, reverently. Do not write in doubt. Write in faith. As you write, know that you are not just speaking to yourself. You are speaking directly into the supernatural. Your words are prayers. Your words are commands. They are divine agreements. Then, on the back of that paper, write the number 1111. This is not a random number. This is a sacred code, an energetic alignment that signals heaven and the universe to move. It is the number of divine access, the gateway to supernatural alignment. And when you have written it all, place that paper under your pillow tonight. This act is more than ritual. It is spiritual protocol. It is the beginning of a divine transaction. When you lay your head down tonight, you are not just sleeping. You are surrendering your will to divine orchestration. You are giving God permission to move behind the scenes, to realign the unseen, to speak your name in realms your eyes cannot see. This is how breakthrough begins. Not with noise, but with obedience. Not with striving, but with surrender. Chosen one tonight is not ordinary. It is sacred. And what you do with this sacred moment will echo into your future. The heavens are poised. The angels are listening. The shift has already begun. Now it's your turn. Obey. Write. Seal it with 1111. Place it under your pillow. And watch what God does next. This is your divine instruction. This is your hour. And tonight the gates of your breakthrough begin to open. And so it is. As C.S. Lewis wrote in The Weight of Glory, there are no ordinary people. You have never talked to a mere mortal. You, chosen one, are no mere mortal, and this sacred night is no ordinary moment. Your act of writing and sealing with 1111 is a divine transaction marking you as a vessel of eternal purpose, poised for breakthrough under heaven's watchful gaze. By placing this paper under your pillow, you are not just performing a small act, you are surrendering your soul's cry into the hands of the Almighty. This isn't symbolic fluff. It is a sacred transaction. It is spiritual warfare in silence. You are declaring to heaven that you trust God more than your circumstances. That one simple action, quiet, unseen, is a powerful alignment with divine will. As you sleep, the spiritual realm begins to shift. Doors that were sealed shut begin to creak open. Chains you didn't even know existed begin to loosen. Miracles don't always arrive with thunder and lightning. Sometimes they begin with a whisper in the dark, a folded piece of paper beneath your pillow, and the unwavering belief that God is still listening. God knows the things you haven't dared to say out loud. He has seen your silent suffering, the tears soaked into your pillow, the heaviness in your chest each morning, the sense of being invisible while others rise. He has witnessed the betrayals that left you numb, the dreams that slipped through your fingers, the years that felt wasted, and yet not a single second was unseen. God has stored up every sigh, every ache, every forgotten prayer. Now he is about to take that private suffering and turn it into public redemption. What nearly destroyed you is about to be the platform that lifts you. This is the turning point, the divine reversal. The wilderness season is over. The pattern of disappointment is breaking, and where you once felt abandoned, you are now being called. C.S. Lewis in The Problem of Pain wrote, "God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. It is his megaphone to rouse a deaf world." Your silent suffering, chosen one, was God's megaphone shouting to prepare you for this divine reversal. Every tear and ache was a sacred signal, aligning you for the public redemption now unfolding before you. This is not merely about manifesting dreams. This is divine alignment. Manifestation, when rooted in faith, isn't fantasy, it's obedience. It's your spirit syncing with heaven's design. When you write down your desires, especially when marked with the number 1111, you activate a spiritual blueprint. This isn't superstition, it's the language of faith. The number becomes a seal, an agreement between your hope and God's promise. And with that act, you invite divine momentum into your life. The dreams inside you are not random. They are echoes of a future God has already seen. Heaven is waiting for your participation. The only missing ingredient now is your movement. This moment is especially for the chosen ones, those who've endured in silence, who've waited through long seasons of lack and confusion, who've been dismissed, doubted, and disqualified by others. But heaven has not overlooked you. This is your invitation to believe again, to act again, to write again, not because everything is certain, but because your faith is stronger than your fear. You don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take the next step. Your dreams aren't just hopes. They are evidence, blueprints, clues of what God has already declared over your life. And if he declared it, he will make it happen. But he is waiting for your agreement. You may have asked yourself why the breakthrough hasn't come yet, why people walked away, why everything good seems delayed. The truth is, the enemy fears what will happen when you finally realize who you are and what lives inside of you. That's why the opposition has been so fierce. But God has been preparing your reward in secret. Every unanswered prayer was stored. Every betrayal was permitted for a greater setup. And now heaven is ready to release what's been delayed. Financial restoration, true love, healing of relationships, open doors. What once was lost is about to be restored sevenfold. C.S. Lewis, in Letters to Malcolm Chiefly on Prayer, wrote, "We are not necessarily doubting that God will do the best for us. We are wondering how painful the best will turn out to be. Your delays and betrayals, chosen one, were not signs of divine neglect, but painful preparations for God's best. Tonight, as you write and trust, you align with the restoration heaven has stored for you, ready to be released sevenfold. This is the moment to stop analyzing and start moving. The instructions have already been given. Write the vision. Declare your desire. Trust the divine process. And take action. Movement is the missing piece. You don't need another sign. You need to obey. The moment you move, you send a message to both heaven and hell that you know who you are, that you trust the promise more than the pain, that you are no longer waiting to feel ready. You are ready by faith. As you act, momentum builds. The spiritual atmosphere responds, the unseen shifts, and the blessings that were hovering begin to land. Abundance, love, destiny, restoration. They're not behind a locked gate. The door is already open, but you must walk through it. Not tomorrow. Now, because the difference between those who dream and those who receive is simple action. Write the vision. Place it under your pillow. Speak it out loud. Then move even if your voice shakes. Heaven is watching. The universe is waiting. Your future is listening. Are you ready to meet it halfway? Writing your desires is not just a symbolic gesture, it is a sacred act of alignment between heaven and earth. It is a divine appointment with destiny, where pen meets paper and spirit meets the supernatural. When you take the time to write down your dreams, your longings, your private cries for help and hope, you are not simply making a list, you are opening a spiritual line of communication directly to the throne room of God. Every word you write is a declaration: I am ready, I believe, I receive, and heaven listens. You may think you're writing with ink, but in the realm of the Spirit, you are writing with faith, bold, active, mountain-moving faith. Each sentence is a prayer. Each desire is a request, sealed with trust. When you place that piece of paper beneath your pillow, you're not hiding it, you're placing it into God's hands. You're saying, Lord, I trust you with this. I release control. I give you my hope. This sacred act aligns your mind, heart, and soul with divine order. It's not just manifestation, it's agreement with God's will. When you write in faith, you set spiritual law into motion. You ignite the law of attraction, yes, but far greater than that. You align with the law of heaven, and what you align with in heaven will eventually manifest on earth. Trust this process because the words you write in private will soon take form in public. They will become your testimony. Money, success, abundance. These are not vain pursuits. They are promises, biblical promises, divine assignments for those who are willing to believe. God never designed you to live in survival mode. He designed you for overflow. Financial freedom is not just for a select few. It is part of the inheritance of every believer who walks by faith and obeys divine instruction. If you've wrestled with lack, feared every bill, or lived in the shadow of debt and disappointment, now is the moment to shift. Take that pen. Write down exactly what you need, whether it's a breakthrough in your finances, clarity in your career, or the end of a season of struggle. Be specific. Be bold. Write it as though it has already arrived. Speak abundance over your life as you write. Place the paper under your pillow and declare, "This is already mine." The universe does not respond to passivity, it responds to purpose. When your energy aligns with heaven's provision, when your heart is full of belief instead of fear, doors that were sealed will be commanded to open. This sacred process, writing, believing, releasing, unleashes divine intervention. It is the trigger that sets heaven's economy into motion. You may not see it immediately, but something is happening. Trust God's timing. Trust that He is already orchestrating meetings, ideas, and opportunities to shift your entire financial reality. Expect sudden provision. Expect surprise, favor. Expect unexpected breakthroughs. God's storehouse is limitless, and He is opening it now for you. And what about the pain, the betrayal, the injustice that left you bleeding emotionally? God sees that too. The universe may seem indifferent, but God never is. Every betrayal, every act of cruelty, every harsh word and manipulative act done against you has been recorded in heaven's courtroom, and now justice is being written in your favor. You don't have to chase revenge. You don't have to plot retribution. That's not your assignment. Instead, you're being called to release your pain into God's hands and trust that divine justice is already unfolding. Through this sacred process of writing your desires, you're not only invoking blessings, you're invoking justice. You are activating the divine reversal. The tables are about to turn. Those who mocked you, used you, abandoned you, they will watch as God raises you up. They will either be transformed or convicted by their own conscience. Your vindication is coming, and it will not be silent. But this is not about bitterness. This is about healing. God's justice doesn't just punish it, restores, renews, and lifts. You will rise from this with more clarity, more confidence, and more authority than ever before. And your enemies, they will witness the outcome of their choices. They will watch you shine with peace while they sit in the weight of regret. You will walk away not bitter, but whole. True love and financial abundance, these are not separate miracles. They are twin promises that God longs to deliver into your life. He knows the heartbreak you've endured, the loneliness that haunted your nights, the rejection that left you questioning your worth. He knows how hard you've tried to stay open, even when every part of you wanted to shut down. And he knows the pressure of financial survival, the silent fear that keeps you awake at night, wondering if things will ever get better. But here's the truth. Love and abundance are both part of your divine inheritance. You were not made to beg for affection or scramble for provision. You were made to receive. As you write your desires tonight, whether they are for the healing of your heart or the release of wealth, know that God is listening. He is not only able to restore what was lost, He is able to exceed what you ever imagined. The pain of past relationships is already being transformed. The financial chains are already breaking. All He asks is that you believe. When you act in faith, when you write release and trust, you unlock doors that have been waiting for your yes. This sacred process is not just about attraction, it's about alignment. And when your heart aligns with God's will, the entire universe must respond. Expect love. Expect breakthrough. Expect restoration. You are stepping into a season where both your heart and your hands will be full. C.S. Lewis in Mere Christianity wrote, "It may be hard for an egg to turn into a bird. It would be a jolly sight harder for it to learn to fly while remaining an egg." Your heartbreak and financial struggles, chosen one with a cracking of the shell, the painful but necessary breaking to free you for love and abundance. Tonight, as you write your desires, you soar into the divine inheritance God has prepared, leaving behind the limitations of your past. Your critics, your doubters, your haters, they thought they knew how your story would end. They spoke against you, looked down on you, whispered that you would fail. They judged you from afar, dismissed your potential, and laughed at your dreams. But what they didn't know is that God was listening the entire time. And now, as you step into divine obedience, taking action on this sacred manifestation process, everything begins to shift. Not only does your life change, but it becomes a testimony, a silent thunder that proves every word spoken against you was wrong. God's power will silence their mockery. His justice will leave them stunned. Those who once doubted you will witness your rise, and they will not understand how or why it happened so quickly. But you will know it was God. He will elevate you in full view of those who tried to break you. This is not revenge. This is redemption. Divine justice does not scream, it simply reveals. And as your life begins to flourish through faith and obedience, the very people who underestimated you will be forced to reconsider everything. They will see you shine. They will see you soar. And they will regret ever trying to dim your light. This is the power of manifesting in alignment with heaven. When you walk in God's plan, even the loudest voices of criticism are silenced by the evidence of your transformation. The number 1111 is not just a coincidence. It's not just a pattern of digits on a clock. It is a divine code, a cosmic signature, a spiritual announcement that heaven is listening and responding. When you see 1111, it is God's way of whispering, your desires are aligned. Stay the course. Writing 1111 on your manifestation paper is more than tradition. It's an activation. It creates a portal between the physical and spiritual worlds. This number bridges the invisible realm and your tangible reality, aligning your thoughts, words, and intentions with the flow of abundance. It's not just about attraction, it's about precision. 1111 signals that you're on sacred ground, making that your requests are being heard. They are being carried toward fulfillment. Every time you write this number, you are placing a divine stamp on your faith. You are acknowledging that something far greater is at work. And as you continue this act of faith, the universe begins rearranging situations, redirecting energies, and moving people to bring your dreams into form. Seeing 1111 is not random, it is a heavenly alignment. It means everything is syncing, everything is happening, everything is falling into place. Trust that what you have asked for is on its way. Trust that the number 1111 is heaven's nod, God's witnessing of you, witnessing that you are walking in the divine moment. There is a sacred hour when the world is quiet, when distractions fade and heaven leans closer. That hour is 3:00 a.m., the prophetic time when the spiritual realm is most alive. Praying at your own time is not ordinary, it is a divine invitation. In this stillness, when others are asleep, your prayers become sharper, your faith more concentrated, your soul more exposed. It is in this hour that the veil between heaven and earth feels thin and miracles draw near you. When you wake and pray at 3:00 a.m., you are showing heaven that you are serious, that you are willing to go beyond comfort zones to connect with God. This act of spiritual discipline is powerful. It shakes atmospheres. One single night of heartfelt prayer at this sacred time can release weeks, venomous nights, even years of sleepless nights. It can release years. Every word you speak, your dreams, pour out your heart out. Every tear is recorded. Every tear you shed is a catalyst that causes everything to move. This hour is not a miracle you wait for. God is the miracle you are. It's where your strength lies. When you honor it, it becomes where your dreams become reality, where what once felt impossible begins to manifest as undeniable. Use this hour, honor it. It is your time of power. As you follow these divine steps, writing your desires, placing them under your pillow, praying at 3:00 a.m., you will begin to witness transformation not only spiritually but visibly. What once were distant hopes will begin to take shape. You'll see financial doors open in places where they were once shut. People who harmed you, dismissed you, abandoned you, they will begin to feel the weight of their choices. And while you don't wish for harm, you will witness how God brings justice without bitterness. Restoration will find you. Love will return. Abundance will flow. Suddenly, your dreams are no longer abstract or out of reach. They become real. They become now. This is the sacred shift, the moment where everything changes. No more delay, no more waiting. The tide has turned. You are walking in divine manifestation, and the life you've prayed for is finally beginning to reveal itself before your eyes. The first day after taking these actions, writing your desires, praying at 3:00 a.m., and placing that sacred paper under your pillow is not just another day, it is a spiritual gateway. From the moment you wake, subtle yet undeniable signs begin to appear. A strange calm, a sudden opportunity, a moment of clarity you didn't expect. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. They are whispers from God saying, I've received your request. You may not witness everything all at once, but you will feel the change. A stirring in your spirit, a lightness in your chest, a deep holy knowing that something sacred has been set into motion. The desires you wrote are now being shaped by unseen hands. The forces of heaven are already arranging people, places, and events to align with what you've asked for. And as you go about your day, pay close attention. What once felt far suddenly seems possible. What seemed lost starts to reappear. The impossible begins to bend. You have stepped into the current of divine power. This is how manifestation begins, with faith, with action, with obedience. From this day forward, nothing will be the same. You are no longer waiting. You are walking in answered prayer, placing desires under pillow, praying at 3:00 a.m. activates divine energy working for you. By day's end, signs align as planned. God's plan unfolds. Everything prayed for comes. The first day shifts reality, starting something extraordinary. Desires take shape, sudden opportunity, clarity, unexpected connection. Feel dreams coming alive. The universe whispers, your time has come. Doubters, betrayers, feel compelled to approach actions. Changing, showing regret, offering apologies, reconciliation. This is divine justice. Money, success appear unexpectedly. Opportunities open, financial freedom nears. Continue. Witness God's plan's full power. The first day after manifestation is awe-inspiring. Lying with desires under pillow, expect miracles, big or small. Signs appear surprising, inspiring. Everything shifts. Unexpected call opportunity. Old friend reaching out. Not coincidences. Divine forces guide to dreamed life. As prayers reach heavens, those hurting realize action's impact. Past wounds' weight lifts. Life flourishes unimaginably. Financial abundance finds you, once out of reach, feels graspable. Desires enter reality. Just the beginning. First day sets miraculous journey's tone. Following manifestation at 3:00 a.m. takes steps toward abundance in all life aspects. Reveals dream-leading path. Small change, significant sign on right track. Praying, manifesting aligns intentions. Focus sharpens, steps. Purposeful opportunities appear unexpectedly. Desires, financial, personal, spiritual, manifest naturally, miraculously. Doubters regret approaching amends. Their shifts show truth. God restores balance, freeing resentment. Money prayed for arrives. Opportunities make impossible possible. Each step moves closer to dreams. First day is transformative. Praying at 3:00 a.m. setting intentions with faith begins divine manifestation. Not just writing desires, believing God fulfills. See quick changes, trusting universe. By day's end, small, powerful signs. Opportunities flow. Doubters, regret, peace, deepens. Glimpse, manifestation's power, turning desires into reality through faith. Financial breakthrough unfolds, new job investment. Windfall. Path clears. Desires feel reachable. Manifestations grow stronger daily. First day sets miraculous tone. First day is spiritual awakening. Praying at 3:00 a.m. Manifesting awakens inner power. Energy shifts. Peace absent before emerges, quiet confidence, grows than loss. Universe responds to desires. Transformation aligns with abundance blessings. Those hurting face actions consequences, showing regret, questioning treatment. Divine justice works. Journey heals, reconciles. Financial situation improves. Closed doors open opportunities, present. Trust. First day, set stage for prayed for fruition. First day after prayer, manifestation catalyzes change. Lying with desires under pillow, trusting process, something amazing happens, unlocking potential. Dreams become reality. Notice, thought, action shifts, more inspired. motivated, in tune with power. Small changes, signal dreams, materializing, aligning with divine potential for success. Love, abundance grows. Harmers show regret, offer apologies, healing gestures, divine justice awaited. God restores balance, freeing past hurts. Financial blessings follow, opportunities materialize. Money sought becomes reality. Each step unlocks potential, dreams come true. First day after prayer, notice inner shift, not just hoping, actively creating. 300 A.M. Prayer begins manifesting destiny. Life changes unimaginably. First step. By day's end, universe reveals signs, desires, heard opportunity, encounter peace. Divine energy aligns for good. Destiny unfolds. Armors douteurs feel actions wait. Regret apparent justice. Reconciliation emerge. Manifestations beauty heals brokenness. Dreams live. Financial blessings pour. Distant hopes become reality. God's plan includes abundance. First day marks financial breakthrough start. Each prayer manifestation moves closer to dreamed life. Trusting manifestation moves mountains. First day proves faith's power. Lying with desires under pillow, praying at 300 A.M. Fruits of faith emerge. Dreams materialize. Reality shifts. Universe aligns intentions. Things once impossible feel possible. Trust God's timing. Faith turns to action, manifesting tangible results. Harmers regret, hurt fades. Divine justice restaure, balance, peace émerge, as univers aligne, désir. This is not a ritual. This is not superstition. This is a divine appointment woven into the fabric of time, an intersection between heaven and earth written by the hand of God himself. You did not stumble into this message. You were summoned. Your spirit was called forth because heaven has decided this is your moment. No more delay, no more wandering, no more asking if you are worthy. You are not only worthy, you are chosen. Chosen to break cycles, chosen to carry light, chosen to rise when others fall. And right now the veil is parting. The waiting has served its purpose. The pain has prepared you. The silence has deepened you. Everything you've walked through has brought you here for this single act of faith that will unlock everything. As you write down your desires, do not write as someone hoping. Write as someone who knows that God has already heard, already seen, already planned the way forward. Every word you write is a sacred agreement between your soul and your destiny. And when you mark that page with 1111, understand this: you are not just writing a number, you are opening a gate between longing and fulfillment, between what was and what is becoming. You are aligning yourself with divine precision, activating a current of grace that cannot be reversed. You are telling heaven, I believe. You are telling God, I am ready. And when you place that paper beneath your pillow, you are not performing a task. You are surrendering. You are placing your trust, not in chance, but in divine orchestration. You are giving God room to work behind the veil, to move the unseen in your favor, to shift atmospheres as you rest. You are declaring that your dreams are not foolish, your prayers are not forgotten, and your time has not passed. You are entering into a covenant of manifestation where your faith becomes flesh and your desire takes form. You are saying without a single word that you trust the process, that you trust the silence, that you trust the timing. And when morning comes, you will not wake up the same. Something eternal will have shifted. You will feel it not in fireworks but in stillness, in peace, in the soft but certain knowing that something is now in motion, that your name has been whispered in heavenly places, that what was withheld is now being released, that what was lost is being returned with interest. This is the beginning of a new chapter, and the first page was written the moment you chose to believe. Not just hope, not just wish, but believe. So rise now, not with hesitation, but with holy confidence, for you are not who you used to be. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are aligned. You are seen. You are called. You are chosen. And the moment you act on this word, heaven responds. The path clears. The favor flows. The breakthrough begins. And nothing, no voice, no doubt, no delay, can stop what God has already set in motion for your life. And so it is.